All right, y'all, we have to talk about this because episode 7 through 9 of Love is Blind season 10 gave us one of the most uncomfortable breakups in franchise history. And now Chris Fusco is finally speaking out. And listen, he's not running from it. He is saying straight up, I made some mistakes. I own those mistakes. But baby, owning it and surviving the court of public opinion, that's two different things. So let's break it all the way down. First, the breakup with Jessica. So, in the pods, Chris and Jessica had one of the strongest emotional connections. It felt deep. It felt sincere. It felt like one of those this might actually work couples. That emotional intimacy carried into Mexico. But once they got back home, things shifted. And that shift, well, it came down to physical attraction and lifestyle differences. Now, here's where everything went left. During that breakup conversation, Chris tells Jessica that he usually dates women who do CrossFit, Pilates, women who work out every day. He starts to say women with a different type of, and Jessica finishes for him, different type of body. Yeah, that moment. That's the moment the air left the room. Chris now says that he would absolutely choose his words differently if he could go back. He insists that he wasn't trying to body shame her. He says that he was trying to be direct and honest about what he normally is attracted to. He pointed out in the experiment flips dating backwards. You fall for someone emotionally first, and then you deal with the physical connection later. Yeah, that's what you signed up for. But here's the problem. When a woman hears I'm used to dating women who look different from you, yeah, that's not a small note. That's not a tweak. That's foundational. That's core attraction. Now, Chris said he wasn't shocked when Jessica got upset, but he also didn't intend for that conversation to be an immediate breakup. He says that he didn't go into that moment planning to end things. He was just trying to, quote unquote, bring up concerns. However, once Jessica walked out, production told him she was done. And just like that, his journey on the show was over. And this is where we get into the gray area because Chris maintains he wasn't saying that she was unattractive. He says that it was more about lifestyle differences becoming more relevant over time. But let's be real. When you connect someone's body to your lack of physical chemistry, that's going to land as body shaming to a lot of people, whether it was his intention or not. Now, he acknowledges that the viewers are going to interpret it however they want, but he says that he can't control that. He can only move forward. But the controversy doesn't stop there because during the breakup conversation, Chris also admitted that he was still thinking about his number two, Bree. Now that right there, well, that added gasoline to an already burning house. Now, after Jessica leaves the show, Chris says he eventually messaged Bree on social media. He claims he doesn't quite remember exactly how long he waited or what he sent. He insists that it wasn't some dramatic leave Connor for me type message. But here's where it gets messy. At the pod reunion mixer, Chris told Bree that if he had pursued her harder in the pods, if he had turned up the notch, she'd be with him instead of Connor. He even admits that he effed up by not choosing her. Now, that does not sound like casual. That sounds like regret. That also sounds like unfinished business, too. Now, Chris says at the time he was single, Jessica was gone, and production invited him back to that mixer. He felt like he had another opportunity to talk to Bree. He even says that he takes full accountability for what he said that night, but he insists that it wasn't some calculated mission to break the two of them up. Still, optics matter, Chris. Anyway, especially when Connor was portrayed as one of the closer friendships on the show, when asked whether messaging Bree was prioritized over his friendship with Connor, Chris kinda dodges. He says, well, there was a group chat happening. Everybody was messaging everybody. But viewers saw something more pointed, and perception on reality TV definitely becomes reality. Now, let's talk about the strip club photo because, yes, that happened. According to the cast, Chris created an Instagram account just to post a picture at a strip club the night he and Jessica broke up with a dancer sitting on his lap. Chris's explanation to this one: I was single and the strip clubs aren't illegal. That's it. That's his defense. And technically, he's not wrong, but emotionally, I guess timing might matter. Optics also matter. And posting that photo after such a painful breakup scene aired, it felt reactive. It was also feeling kind of messy, and it felt like he was spiraling or maybe trying to reclaim his narrative. He doesn't frame it that way. He frames it as a single man doing single man things. Now, fast forward to today. Chris says that he doesn't regret going on the show. Not at all. He says he met an amazing person in Jessica. He describes her as one of the sweetest, most genuine people he ever met. He also says that when they saw each other 8 months after filming, it was actually cordial, nervous, but kind. As for Connor and Bree, they're not close. He says that there is no bad blood, but they don't talk much. He emphasizes that when you're filming, there's always a camera or a microphone on you, so you don't really get to know people fully off camera. And here's something important. Chris says, I am a real person. I'm not just a storyline. And that's the complicated part of all of this. Reality TV kind of compresses week of emotion into a handful of episodes. Conversations get cut, context gets sliced, and the audience fill in the gaps. But at the same time, the words we saw come out of his mouth, yeah, those were real. The mixer conversation, real. The strip club photo, also real. He admits that he would handle some things differently, and he also admits that he should have used more empathy. And then he also admits mistakes were made, but he also stands by the idea that he was trying to be honest. Now, the big question is, does honesty excuse impact? And that's what viewers are debating, because some people believe brutal honesty is better than leading someone on. Other believes delivery matters just as much as the truth. And in that breakup scene, the delivery cut deep. Now, Chris says that he's not worried about the blowback. He knows people's going to say what they want. He says that he doesn't spend his day worrying about what he can't control. But let's be real, this season just cemented him as one of the most controversial figures in season 10. Not because he's a villain twirling a mustache, but because he said the quiet part out loud. And in Love is Blind universe, that can be explosive. Okay, so now I want to hear from you guys. Was Chris just being honest about his attraction and lifestyle preferences, or did he cross into body shaming territory? Was messaging Bree a harmless what if moment, or was it disrespectful for Connor? And that strip club photo, harmless single behavior, or messy timing that made everything worse? Drop your comments in the comment section below, because this one is layered. And if you love deep reality TV breakdowns like this, make sure you subscribe, because season 10 is not done giving us drama yet. We'll see you next time.